Hey everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into XRP. Once again, thank you for your support, okay? Big of the CoinsKid crew. So I did make a very important post a couple of weeks ago. My anticipation for XRP at that point, we was coming up in that 3, pullback 4, final 5th, and then the ABC before the continuation. So that is what I'm looking at currently. And I did make that post on the 17th, okay? We got this 3 into the pullback 4, the final 5th with a bearish divergence, then the pullback, the ABC, which is what I think we're going through right now. So I did do an update to this post over the weekend. Hey CoinsKid crew, looking at XRP in the daily, do we see a shooting star, which is a strong reversal candlestick formation? I'm not a candlestick expert, but we do see 5 micro waves up from the October low into the key resistance with bearish divergence. It was a move I was anticipating last week, hence the post that I did last week in the CoinsKid crew. So it may be time to chill, back test support and look to go again in the next leg for XRP. The retracement levels are in the second image. How deep will it go? The 236 at $1.22 is my minimal target. Lose the 1 fib, it's game over. There is equally another level of support that we have to look at right now for XRP, that if it breaks down below that, it validates that this is an impulse. And I'll go through this with you. It could actually be some kind of correction, so I'll go through that with you. At the minute, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt because there's a couple of charts I'm looking at right now. Well, there's actually 3 charts that I'm looking at that give me the clue that potentially we are just drawing down, we're having a correction, we'll look to hold support, and then we should look to go again. Okay, so how deep can this correction go? I'm going to show you exactly the level that we can't afford to lose that begins to invalidate an impulsive move there for XRP. Let me dive into the content right now. But if you are looking for real-time updates, it's so much easier for me to do this in real time than making videos for yourselves. Head over to the Discord right there, okay? So looking at 2 charts, and I think we've got a rinse repeat here. We've got a bit of a clue and a looking glass. And again, nothing I say is financial advice, but so far so good against our mentality. Go back to the videos. For those people that have been with the channel for a very long time, they will know, you know, on XRP and Bitcoin and especially crypto and risk, I was looking at this point here way back in early January of 2023 when XRP bottomed right there in the truncation of the final 5th wave down. I got incredibly bullish in XRP, and I said to you, I think we're going to see a 1618 here, and you know the clue is in the S&P 500. Go back to them videos, okay? So we got that. We got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the 1.618 before the big ABC wave 2 correction in XRP, some kind of flag, and at that point we found our feet all the way. I think it was around about 038 something, wasn't it? 786 for retracement, and then it broke out. And it doing something like that right now. So I think that what we've got is a 1, 2, 3 setup, and right now we're still in, you know, the realms of possibility. We're in a vertical here for XRP, and one of the clues is this chart at the bottom, okay, the S&P 500, and then the other clue is this chart here, the total 2 chart. So if we go back to them times, you know, we've got the breakout, the back test, see you later. At this point, I know a lot of people, a lot of analysts, I'm not naming any names, but I think you know who they are. They were saying that this would do something like this, okay? But I was really bullish on this, and it's the reason I was really bullish on crypto, and especially XRP and Bitcoin. There was a lot of naysayers out there that said that Bitcoin would never make all-time highs, but it did. And the clue was in this particular chart because this was breaking out, making all-time highs prior to Bitcoin. Just like this is getting to the technical target prior to XRP. Okay, so I think there's a system there. I think there's a king of risks. S&P 500 follows, basically leads, sorry, then Bitcoin, then the altcoins. So this is where we are right now. I think we're on the cusp of a potential alt season. So we'll look at the Bitcoin dominance as well. But going forward, I don't think there's much more room for Bitcoin. And this is why, like I said to you, over the past few weeks, I've been looking at altcoin allocations and converting my Bitcoin into XRP and so on and so forth, because I think going forward, we're at the stage right now where we should be, you know, looking at more appreciation in the altcoins. And, you know, if we're respectfully looking at a pattern, okay, which I was looking at you way back earlier in the year, we're breaking out right now. We've got a beautiful inverse head and shoulders pattern. We've got a beautiful cup and handle pattern. There's your handle, you break out, you back test the neckline, which is this level here. And right now you're confirming a breakout, you're falling back to it to confirm support. So that now is your technical target. So, you know, I'm not a moon tile, bull tile, whatever, but right now it looks as though, unless we start seeing invalidation, the altcoins are on the way to that target, around about 3.2 trillion, which is a technical target of a beautiful inverse head and shoulders pattern and equally a cup and handle pattern. So I remember all the naysayers. There were same naysayers at this point here saying that, you know, the S&P 500 do that, but we're broken out. Look, you've got your beautiful neckline, resistance, high, low, breakout, back test, see you later. So this was a nice little move, which was the confluence of my analysis that Bitcoin would eventually make all-time highs, which it did. And right now I'm telling you, if we continue to see this, and the S&P 500 continues the range and continues to show, then it's still giving us a clue that we will see this eventual catch-up, because it's just rinse repeat on Crypto Street. It's an inverse head and shoulders pattern. So how do we invalidate it? Really simple. We start to see a breakdown, come back into the pattern, lose the right shoulder. Obviously, this pattern is off the table. This is why this is a very important chart that we need to pay attention to. Total 2. It's the, you know, the setup of the altcoins going forward. So I'll keep you updated as best I can. Let's dive into the Bitcoin dominance chart right now to see what we can see, okay? So looking at Bitcoin dominance, right on cue, look, we've got this beautiful move up into 60%. We literally tagged it last month in October, and right now in November, look at this big candle, this beautiful candle. We've only got 4 days, 11 hours left, but just this candle here is why we've seen some big moves up on the likes of Cardano, XRP, VeChain, you know, Sand. We've done incredibly well on those coins. We've had a massive move up, which is potentially the start of the third wave on a lot of those projects right there. So, you know, stay tuned for that analysis. I do a lot of altcoin setups in the Discord right there, but, you know, just this trigger point at 60%, we've seen a beautiful move in a lot of these altcoins. So this is a scenario, the exact scenario I was looking at way back there when everyone was extremely bullish on crypto and risk, you know, and especially altcoins. Looking at an alt season, we're in alt season, guys. I did make a very important video for yourselves at that point. I expected a correction, okay, which we got, and I expected the dominance to rise into at least 60% before the trigger point for an alt season. So this is where I think we are right now. I think we may have hit some kind of trigger point for an alt season. So we'll keep an eye on this, because if this does start to break down and it loses its support, the technical target will be where you form this channel, because in my opinion this is a bearish rising channel at the moment. On the daily and on the weekly we do see a bearish divergence. So there's something else we do need to see on the weekly time frame in this chart to get incredibly bullish on altcoins. Okay, so at the moment what we've got is the buy dot way back there in April of 2023. As expected, this is coming up and Bitcoin's breaking out, making new all-time highs, but we've slam bang into this level of resistance here. Look at this, boom boom boom, look at that, your descending triangle, and this is a target I've given you as a trigger point for the alt season. And right now we're seeing some beautiful moves up in altcoins. So what we need to see is the breakdown of this channel, fall below this channel. If it does start to do that, then I think the minimal target is where we create the channel. I need to drop that in for you. Really simply, we're looking at a retracement all the way down to 50, where is that? Let me get that knob on for you right there. Okay, so we'll be looking at that level there, 49%. So, you know, if you take a look back on the monthly, just this little drop here in dominance, we've seen a massive move up on, you know, a lot of the altcoins. So just that little move, if this does start to come down like this over the next couple of months leading to the year, you know, you're in for a good time on altcoins. This is why I did say to you, my allocation at the moment is not necessarily Bitcoin, it's altcoins, because Bitcoin is given, basically. It's given me what I think it needs to give. You know, I don't think we've got people looking at 1 million, 13 million, 2 million, all that kind of business. I just think at this point in the cycle, if we're doing what we've done before, we're going to spike up like we did there and then we drop, the spike up like we did there and then we drop. Right now, just on cue like there, leading to the year, and there as well towards the end of the year, then this is where we are. You know, you've seen this big spike up, your green dot to represent that, you've come up into the 60%, and right now if this does continue to roll over and we lose this channel and this bearish rising channel right now, here's your alt season, here's your, you know, your big push up where a lot of these coins make all-time highs, if not just retrace to the all-time highs before rolling into the bear, and the stage is set for the end of the cycle right there. So I'll keep you updated with that as best I can, but most importantly what we are looking for is a loss of the ribbon, which we don't quite see yet, turn it into resistance and a red sell dot, then okay, we've got the confirmation we are in the alt season, just like we got just there. So I'm looking for that in time. If we do start to break down below this channel and get the red sell dot, okay, we're coming down the stairs, and my minimal target will be 49%. And just this little drop here over the past few weeks, this is where we're seeing major moves up. So you can only imagine what type of moves we're going to see in a lot of these altcoins. This is why I keep relaying to you at this point, I do think the appreciation going forward is in altcoins, not necessarily Bitcoin, and especially XRP. So I'll keep you updated with that as best I can. But, you know, so far, if we take a look at the weekly, we do have a bearish divergence. We're making these pivot highs, lower highs in the RSI, higher highs in the index right there, right on cue into the 60% scenario, which is where I did think we would see the trigger point for a potential alt season. So I'm looking for, if Bitcoin goes up, fantastic, whatever, but I'm looking for this breakdown. If we start to see this channel loss and the CoinsKid ribbon on the weekly time frame, wow, kick back, we're in alt season, guys. Let me dive into the XRP chart right now to see what we can see, okay? Looking at XRP on the monthly time frame, I'm going to zoom in on the micro in a moment to see what we can see. But on the monthly, you know, we don't necessarily see 5 waves up here, do we? We see 3. So from this low here, we've got 1, 2, 3 set up. If you take a look at this low from here, we've seen a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 set up. That was a nice little move into the 1.618. And right now I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 set up into the 2.618. And this is what I'm looking at. And with confidence of that particular analysis that we will see a breakout here in this move of a third wave is the total 2 chart. Okay, so we need to pay attention to that chart. It's very, very important. I think it will invalidate this theory that I've got that we're right now in a vertical, in a blow of top phase of this particular cycle, where risk and obviously XRP and crypto is on the table because of what we're seeing in the S&P 500. Really, really simple. So I'm looking for the invalidation. I think that total 2 chart holds all the clues going forward. So let's pay attention to that chart every single day, okay? And a lot of people are, oh, I don't want to see that, I want to see XRP and so on and so forth. But I always look at other charts to build confidence in my analysis. If we see the total 2 chart break down and begin to invalidate that technical target, then obviously this analysis of XRP doing something like that is off the table, and we have to respect another chart long before XRP does what it does to invalidate. Do you understand? And this is what I look at, confluence in other charts. So I'm going to get the benefit of that. We have seen a rejection at this point, and if we'd have melted through that, I would be looking at some kind of bull trap. Okay, so we have seen a rejection right on cue at this level of resistance here, which is what I was telling the CoinsKid crew in the Discord updates and the, the videos right there. This is a very, very strong level of resistance where we could begin to see some kind of correction, and we're seeing exactly that. So I'm going to zoom on the micro in a moment, but my primary expectation at the moment is, and okay, I'm looking for the invalidation that from this low here we've seen a 1 into a 2, and right now it's your third wave coming up for 5. Okay, and we're doing incredibly well, and I think this is the end phase right now before we come and roll into the bear market right there. And the confidence of that particular analysis that we will see this continuation after this correction that we're going through right now is the total 2 chart. So we need to pay attention to that every single day going forward, because it will invalidate my theory going forward. Okay, or obviously validate if we begin to see it break out, which would be amazing, and again give us a clue that we are looking at that even if XRP is crabbing and going sideways. So let's pay attention to that every single day. Okay, so at the moment we're running into a brick wall, we're going through a correction, we need to zoom in and look at those resistance and support points going forward to invalidate that this is an impulsive move going forward. Let's zoom in on the daily time frame to see what we can see. Okay, so looking at XRP on the daily time frame, as anticipated, I did make that post in Discord roughly, I think we're having this drawdown just there. I was looking for a final 5th wave. It was Sunday the 17th of November. I was looking for that final 5th wave with an accompanied bearish divergence, and that would be confidence. Okay, we'll start to come in for some kind of correction right there, which is what I think we're going through right now. So like I did relay to you on Friday, if you're buying XRP just there after a 5-wave move up and macro sell signals on CoinsKid.com and really overbought conditions, you're doing it wrong. Okay, you need to be looking at other coins, and this is what we're looking at. We're looking at VeChain, Sand, and many of those other altcoins that are posted in the Discord right there. They've absolutely bolted and been a nice little trade for us over the weekend, because XRP's run up in 5 waves. It's front running the market, as is Bitcoin, and it's going sideways in a range right now. So we've entered correction territory. For anyone paying attention, 5 waves up, you do not buy. 5 waves down, you're all in basically. And this is something I relay on the channel to you. If ever you see 5 waves in any direction, you've got to look for the counter. For example, here, look, if we take a look at this way back in, I think it was March, wasn't it? We flipped bearish on XRP, we come down, we've got this 3-wave move back up, we've got the beautiful 5-wave move down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At this point, we flipped incredibly bullish on XRP and we rode it back up. Initially, we've seen a nice little impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We flipped bearish at that point. There was a bearish divergence as well, which are relayed on the Discord right there, and equally the Twitter. Look, higher highs, lower highs in the RSI, boom, huge correction and sideways consolidation ever since. So at this point, okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 set up. You've seen 5 waves to the upside and a massive vertical. If you're flipping bullish just there and buying and longing and things like that, you're doing it completely wrong. And this is what we try and relay on the channel, the 5-wave counter. Okay, so right now what we've got is an increased probability of a drawdown. So really simply, my primary count at the moment from this low is this: 1, 2, 3, entering a 4, and then we look at a final 5th wave, comes up and makes price discovery, breaks out in what I think this is the 3rd wave going forward for XRP. Okay, so I'm looking at that, and obviously the invalidation really was simple, is in the total 2 chart. If we start to see a breakdown in the total 2 chart, it doesn't hold that neckline of the inverse head and shoulders, the cup and handle pattern as well, and starts to break that down into that channel, then okay, we're looking at a bigger correction there. We're looking at a deeper drawdown where potentially XRP will lose this low, this wave 1 high, which is 0.65893. We break down below that without taking that high out, then this is a 3-wave move back up. It's a corrective move, not necessarily an impulsive move. This is why we have to respect the structure. But the minute, I'm just going to keep an eye on total 2. If we do start to see the turnaround, a breakout right on cue this time in the market with the bearish divergence on the Bitcoin dominance, right on cue with a breakout of a massive vertical wave 3, which I'm looking at across the board, and equal XRP, then I think the stage is set. But it doesn't make me a perm bull, perm bear, whatever. If the structure changes, I will react to that particular structure and update you as quickly as I can. But so far, this is my primary count. I don't see any invalidation of this, and the confluence to this particular move is the Bitcoin dominance and the total 2 chart. But going forward, we need to pay attention to both of those charts, and obviously most importantly Bitcoin and the S&P 500 as well. So this is why I do look at other opportunities and charts with yourself, and why XRP's crabbing and not done this move and it's been ferocious and it's been amazing, it's paid dividends and so on and so forth. I do look at other opportunities with yourselves, and you can find them opportunities as well on CoinsKid.com. So going forward, what we're looking at right now is a retracement level. We've had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 set up, and right now we're retracing to this low here. So what we need to do is drop the fibs on. So from the high, which is roughly, what is that, $1.63694. From that high, we're retracing to where this low began in October. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup. So right now you're looking at retracement levels, you're looking at these zones back here. Okay, so we do have a bit of a god candle back test just there. Do you see that? We've got resistance melted for it, some kind of ABC coming back, you know, to the 236 at around about $1.23. If it gets any deeper than that, then you're looking at these levels here. Okay, but like I said to you, we can't see XRP afford to lose and get to the 786 fib in this retracement, because if it does, you are increasing probabilities. It's an A, a B, and a C. It's not an impulse. Where we've had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup. So I've been putting laddering bids basically on XRP on the 236 at $1.23, a 382 at 103, the 05 at 089336, and the golden ratio, which is always a sweet spot, at 077347. But at that point, I think you will start to see the breakdown of the total 2 chart. So I don't necessarily think we're going to have such a deep correction as what a lot of people anticipate here. We get this little correction out of the way, possibly to the 236 at $1.23, get it out of the way, and then we turn around and start to go up in this vertical, and this is your blow off top phase. But let's keep an eye on a total 2 chart, okay? I'll keep updated as best I can, and obviously what we need to look for on the micro, zoom in, if you start to see 5 waves on the micro on a 15-minute, you see 5 waves to the downside, that could be the correction at that point, and I keep you updated in the Discord as I'm going to see it. Okay, hope you enjoyed that update. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. My primary expectation is we are in this big vertical where we're about to enter price discovery for XRP going forward. I wish everyone the most luck. I'll keep you updated if I see any validation. Okay, take care everyone, back to a new update on XRP. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Bye bye.